Hey there everyone, this is Chad Young again, and this is my presentation for week 2, multimedia discussion. As with last week, I'm going to be focusing on the position of Community Development Director. This position, at least at the County of Riverside, it varies from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, of course, but it primarily oversees the planning department, building and safety department, which is in charge of issuing of permits and whatnot, as well as code enforcement. In some smaller jurisdictions, all three of those functions may be combined in one department and even under one or two individuals. But in the county, of course, those are each significantly sized departments in and of themselves, and then this position oversees all three. Something that I'll bring up again a little bit later is also to consider in this situation is development is a major driver of the economy in Riverside County. The development community is also a significant contributor to political campaigns, including the Board of Supervisors. So this position really is somewhat political because those developers want to make sure that their projects are going to make it through and that they will see a return on investment. All right, so the interview structure. At the county, typical interview process is a panel process, sometimes followed up by a second panel and or interview with the director of the agency. In this case, I wouldn't expect, at least in the last time this position went up, I suspect it was a single interview because I'm pretty certain they had the person in mind at the time. Now, if they are really out there recruiting because they don't have any specific person in mind, the time before it went up, or at least it really was a different position at the time, but the previous incarnation of that position, it went through several panels, and that was largely because they didn't have any one specific person, so they had to narrow it down and then do multiple sets of interviews. So as I mentioned before, it's a highly political position. So you're going to have had that previous knowledge as well, and the development community needs to know you. That is definitely going to play a role. Nobody's going to want to hire somebody that the development community does not like. Not only because they have to work with the development community, but also, as I mentioned, the development community contributes significantly to the campaigns of the Board of Supervisors. So, like it or not, you got to be wary of that fact. Another thing you want to be aware of is the county's strategic plan, how the county intends to develop over time, and what are those goals, and you want to be able to sound intelligent on those items and show how you would promote that plan and how you would implement it, how you would make sure that that we're hitting specific goals. Those would be the key elements, I think, beyond the STAR questions that were discussed this week. Well, thank you for watching. That's my presentation, and I'll see you next week.